People don't know what we're talking about. Can I just say,
But
you got in
I'm
trouble
gonna
for something you said on the Two Angry Men podcast last week. You called prosecutors in the case a six-pack of white women, and the judge excoriated you for that. Care to talk?
No, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background.
Okay.
So I believe it was in the 1990s, there was a lawyer, very accomplished criminal defense lawyer named Gentile. And the prosecutors in that case in Nevada was where I'm sitting right now, which is why I thought about it this morning. They had done a press conference, and Mr. Gentile, who was defending the defendant who the press conference was directed at, had responded in kind and had pushed back on the prosecution,
Right.
so to speak.
They had a
Fast
trial.
forward, and at trial, he won. His client was found
Gentile's
not guilty.
client was found not guilty, and the state bar went after him for speaking publicly. Very famous
Correct.
case.
And right, for his case, and tried to impose discipline on him.
Right.
That case made it to the U.S. Supreme Court. Gentile versus State Bar of Nevada decided, I want to say 1997. So you and I had been practicing for quite a while at that point, but that was still you had come from the era where you couldn't say a word, you couldn't basically you were muzzled completely, to where it evolved into, look, you're supposed to zealously defend your client. And the idea that the prosecution, this has always been one of my kind of beefs with gag orders, and I'll get into this in a second. The idea that the prosecution can come in and everybody in their mind on every high profile case, even low profile cases, the prosecution comes out, they do a staged press conference. And if it's federal, they've got all the agencies standing next to them. They usually have a table with the evidence. They've got guns laid out. They've got all kinds of other stuff. Or they do Rudy Giuliani, speaking of the Southern District, used to do perp walks, pulling, guys who were charged with inside trading off the floor. Famously, 1990, whatever, the year before Susan McDougal, when she wouldn't testify against Bill Clinton, they perp walked her in a miniskirt.
Okay, come on.
Right
we got to short circuit this. So the bottom line here is the U.S. Supreme Court, not just in that case, there's another case called Shepard versus Maxwell, but the bottom line is the Supreme Court has been sympathetic to lawyers.